What's up, my fitness family? Brent Kasmer here with BKPT. I have deadlift alternatives that you must do to still make massive gains. I know. You want to know what they are, don't you? So do I. I want to share it with you. So if you haven't yet subscribed, do that. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Mash that notification bell. That way you're notified as all my new content comes out. Because I'm trying to give you the best ways to work out to get the fastest results. You just got, other than me spoon feeding it to you, I teach this to you every week. All right? So subscribe, mash the notification bell, and also show a brother some love, man. Give me some likes. So that way I know you guys are enjoying this information, and throw down in their comments below, any of the areas that you struggle with, any struggles that you are having right now, and why you're not getting massive gains. All right? So can't wait to hear those. But I'm going to be sharing with you these deadlift alternatives, okay? Because sometimes people don't want to deadlift because A, they're scared, or B, they don't know how to, so therefore they just don't do it. And it is a great exercise, but it does have some repercussions if you don't do it properly, because you do have your spine at a compromised position, So there's a lot of body parts that get worked when you're deadlifting. Your hamstrings, quads, calves, forearms, back, traps, core. I get people ask me all the time, like, hey man, I really want to get a six-pack. And they come in, they're really out of shape. They're like, how many sit-ups do you think I need to do every single day? I'm like, don't do sit-ups. Squat, deadlift, push-ups, burpees, all these things I'll tell them to do. And they're like, well, wait a second, no sit-ups? I'm like, no, don't waste your time doing sit-ups. Why? Because complex joint movements is where you get the most benefits, all right? All right, I rambled there for a little bit. I'm sorry. So I'm going to get back on track. We got deadlift alternatives that you must do to get massive gains, all right? Favorite exercise, I've done massive amounts of videos about these because I love them, is the barbell hip thrust. Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, I did go over all the different body parts that you hit. So barbell hip thrust. So we're getting the glutes and hamstrings in this one, all right? So sit on the floor. You want to have the bench, a nice flat piece of the bench up against your back. You can use a plyo box with a mat wrapped over it, or anything that's flat. You want your back elevated, and you want to make sure you're hitting your scapula. So right between your shoulder blades, right underneath that is where you want to hit that on the bench. If you're too short, then once you get up, then you can go ahead and shift yourself back so that way you can get into the proper position. So you want to make sure the bar is centered. Rolling it up onto your lap. I use a pad here just to kind of add protection between my pelvic bone and the bar itself. So barbell hip thrust, you're just driving your hips up. You're pivoting on that point, that access point on the bench, driving your hips up, squeezing your glutes, getting them fired up. Great exercise. Get those glutes activated. It's really good for many reasons. I won't go into all of them because that's not what this video is about. So, first exercise, barbell hip thrust. Second exercise is going to be up. Is going to be a split squat. So, a Bulgarian split squat, we're going to have one foot, your back foot elevated on the bench, okay? So back foot's elevated, front foot's out in front of you. Foot positioning is preference. So whether you want to kind of slant it back, so at an angle where it's like this, or roll your toes up under, is totally up to you. So if you feel like one's better than the other for you, then that's the one you want to do. So I like using barbells. My favorite place to do this is in a Smith machine. Just because it kind of keeps you from stumbling all over. Obviously, it's good for balance purposes also, but you can go heavier if you're in a Smith rack. So dumbbells, barbells, kettlebell, whatever you want to hold, just to give you that extra added weight. You want to relax this back leg, drive up through the heel of your front foot. This is as relaxed as possible. So you're getting a good stretch on that back leg, also working your quad a little bit, and then also your hamstring and glute over here as well. When you're holding the bar up or dumbbells, you're also working grip strength, so your forearms and your core as well. So, multiple things you're working there. So barbell split squats or dumbbell split squats, but Bulgarian split squats is exercise number 2. All right, exercise number 3 is going to be a farmer carry. So what's a farmer carry, Brent? You're just carrying heavy weights with your core tight across the gym and back. So you can do this down the street, just picking the weights up. Make sure you pick it up with proper form and just good steps. But the big thing with this that people do is they'll roll their shoulders forward. They'll be all hunched over because the weights are too heavy for them, or they just aren't paying attention. So shoulder blades back, core's tight, and you're just walking across the floor, okay? No tricks. So you just pick a distance or pick a time and, just do it for that duration, all right? So farmer carries are number 3. So great exercise. So farmer carries, grip strength, core, just because you're walking, it's off-center. It keeps your body balanced because you have to fight to keep your core nice and tight. So those are the things you're working also along your traps and your erector spinator along your back, just from holding the dumbbells also. So, you want to pick up something fairly heavy. You're not going to grab like 10s or 15s off the dumbbell rack. You want to grab something that's going to challenge your grip strength. You want to grab something that's going to challenge your core and keeping yourself upright. But, don't compromise your form for it. So kettlebell swings, here we go. So great exercise, same thing, traps, back, glutes, hamstrings, calves, all of that stuff. So with the kettlebell, you want to make sure you're using your hips. So it's almost like a barbell hip thrust. So hips are going forward. You're not trying to lift the kettlebell with your shoulders. All right, so it's kettlebell swing up, good control. And you want to honestly fight the kettlebell. So you're throwing it down and hip tossing it up, all right? So get into a swing position. You're hiking it back behind you. Throwing your hips into it. Throw it down. Throw it up. You get that core engaged, traps, shoulders, grip strength, glutes, hamstrings, calves, all of it. So another great exercise that can be an alternative for a deadlift. So where are we at? Was that 4 or 5? Come on, Brent, where we at? So hip thrusts, split squats, farmer carries, kettlebell swings. Now we got our front squats. So how many of these am I going to give you? Did I tell you? I'm going to give you 7. 7 good ones, all right? So front squats. A couple ways to hold the bar. You can hold like this or the crisscross grip. Make sure you're centered. Picking this up like so. Never walk forward like I just did. But front squats, you can get nice and low. Lower than that. So good way to kind of get low. Great thing about a front squat opposed to a regular back squat is the fact that a lot of times when people back squat, they can get to leaning. Same reason why they don't like deadlifting. So if you squat with a bar behind you, a lot of times you'll get the back tilting forward. Where in a front squat, keeping those elbows up nice and tall, it makes you keep your core tall, your back straight. So it helps you to get into the position to do proper deadlifts. So great exercise. Same thing, core, squats, so your quads, hamstrings, glutes, all of that stuff again. So notice the trend here? Do you get it? Do you get it? All right. So next one is going to be a pistol squat. So same thing, it's helping you to get balance. So instead of just using both feet and squatting, you're going to be using one foot, just like you did with the split squat, except this time, pistol squat, you have a foot out in front of you. Same thing, you can hold a barbell, kettlebell, dumbbells, But the goal is good control and up. So good control. Try to do all your reps without putting that foot down, okay? So keeping that foot up, elevated, getting a good deep squat. Same thing, you can work your way down, with your balance, getting your butt to your heel. Anything you practice, you will get good at. So if you keep practicing with it, you can use a pole or a post or a TRX straps to get low. Start to try to use them less and less and less. And then, work your way up into holding a weight on one side, then both sides, so on and so forth. All right? So front squats, pistol squats, 5 and 6. And number 7, one of my favorite core exercises. Oh my gosh, I did say that, didn't I? I guess I do have one favorite core exercise. What do you think it is? Who knows me? Pop quiz, put in the comments what Brent's favorite core exercise is. Did you win? Did you get it in there before the time? All right, I hate doing abs. Anybody that knows me knows that I hate doing abs. I don't know, I just feel like it's a waste of time. But the body saw. Yes, the body saw. What is that? So you're in a plank position. I like using sliders. You can use TRX straps. You can use socks on your hardwood floors, whatever. But you want to be able to shift, slide. So you're in a plank. And I love when people do these wrong because it's like, do you really feel that? So you're not shifting forward. That's not a body saw. Body saw, you're shifting backwards, keeping your hips aligned with your shoulders. So you don't want to dip your hips down because that's when you're going to feel it in your lower back. And that's what you don't want to feel. So you always want to feel it in your front, your core, your abs. You will get it into your back. But I'm telling you right now, you will feel this one, and it is deep. You'll feel like your intestines have a six-pack after this exercise. So body saws is plank position, hips, same height as your shoulders, shifting backwards as far as you possibly can, and then pulling with from up under your armpits, your straightest muscles, to pull yourself forward and back into the plank position. All right, so those are my 7 deadlift alternatives that you must do to still make massive gains without doing deadlifts, all right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed all those exercises. Can't wait to see in the comments if you were able to go ahead and figure out my favorite core exercise before I said it, and don't rewind it and put it in there. I know you're going to. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed these 7 exercises. Make sure you like, subscribe, mash that notification bell. That way you're notified as all my newest content comes out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right? BK PT signing out.